Let's see. I don't even know. Let's see. What's the 10th? Anchor their ego. Think of people's egos and vanity as a kind of front. They are attacking when they are attacking you and you don't know why. It is often because you have inadvertently threatened their ego, their sense of importance in the world. Whenever possible, you must work to make people feel secure about themselves. Use whatever works. Subtle flattery, a gift, an unsuspected promotion, an offer of alliance, a presentation of you and they as equals, a mirroring of their ideas and values. All these things will make them feel anchored in their frontal position relative to the world, lowering their defenses and making them like you. Secure and comfortable, they are now set up for persuasion. This is particularly devastating with a target whose ego is delicate. Daily law, when people feel secure about themselves, when you anchor the ego they front, they are disarmed and maneuverable. That's from 33 Strategies of War, Strategy 18. Expose and attack your opponent's soft flank. The turning strategy. Alrighty. Let's see what's here. I don't even know. I'll just read this paragraph. In war or any competitive game, you don't pay attention to people's good or bad interactions. They don't matter. It should be the same in the game of life. Everyone is playing to win, and some people will use moral justification to advance their side. All you look at are people's maneuvers, their actions in the past, and what you might expect in the future. In this area, you are fiercely realistic. You understand that everyone is after power, and that to get it, we all occasionally manipulate and even deceive. This is human nature, and there is no shame in it. You don't take people's maneuvers personally, you merely try to defend or advance yourself. Yep. That's the realistic way to look at it. Everybody's out for themselves. It's very rare you'll find truly selfless people in this world. And even then, when you think you found one, it's probably a tactic. Alright, let's turn you down just a bit. Let's have a little bit of my drink. There we go. That's coffee. I wasn't expecting coffee. I think it's coffee. It's got milk in it. Alright. Enough of that. Let's go. Let's see what the day brings. Open the gate. Still waking up. Ended up going to bed a little later than I expected. I don't know why. The last time I looked at my alarm, or like my phone before I really knocked out. Said something like 6 hours, almost 7 hours till my alarm goes off, which should be plenty of sleep, but I normally get a lot more. And I can feel it. Yesterday was a lot of fun with the dogs. I was hoping to have a bit of a low impact day. So the guy there's 2 yards, and the other guy that was going to go into the other yard, I just kind of asked, do you mind if I'm in smalls today with the little guys? He's like, yeah, if you want. I'm like, cool. So we load up the yards, and right away there was a dog that's pretty energetic. He likes to play, but his play can turn other dogs a bit defensive because it gets rough. So fights can break out if you don't stay on top of it. And most of the other staff there aren't very active when it comes to the pack. A lot of the time they're just kind of sitting there on their phone, not really even paying attention. So they don't see things coming the way I do. Because one, your focus is on your phone, so you're not gonna see because you're just not watching. So sure enough, there was a German Shepherd named Duke, and what they say is like maybe a Great Pyrenees mix named Bolt. And Bolt's young; he's like 3. He's a big baby still, a little kid, and he wants to play, but he's gigantic, and he wants to play with Duke. And Duke plays, but it gets a little too much sometimes that Duke will let him know. And then Bolt lets him know back, and then it just turns into a whole thing. So I hear like a fight break out. And anybody unfamiliar with the dog pack, when 2 dogs start to fight, it kind of energizes the whole pack, gets everybody on edge. And dogs that are on edge start moving around, bumping into each other, then they react to each other, and then the whole thing can turn into a fucking pack fight. So that's what it was starting to turn into. So I'm in the other yard, kind of watching this whole thing happen through the gate. And I'm like, this fucking guy, come on, man. I'm sure that could have been mitigated had you been on top of it. And you can't just, even if you're not even on your phone, you can't just sit there watching. You have to be moving around in the pack. You have to stay actively alert. Because number one, if you're just sitting there and a fight breaks out, the first thing you have to do is get up, and you're already seconds behind. You're already behind where you should be at. See, with me, I'm always completely in motion 100% of the time. I don't stop moving until I leave the clock out. I'm sitting in my car. That's when I stop moving. So when I'm in there with them and if a fight breaks out, I'm already in motion. I'm already taking steps. And first of all, I already see it. So I don't even have to really physically react. I verbally react. So I do a lot of, I guess, yelling. Make a lot of noise. Because if they hear me, they're less likely to fuck with each other. Oh man, I think my situation might be closed. Let's see. No, I think I'm okay. Thank goodness, I wasn't even paying attention. Alright, so where was I? Yeah, so that's what was happening in there. Because there's a lot of like play stuff in there for dogs to like jump on top of. And a lot of employees just have a habit of sitting on it. most of the time on their phone. I can't say this guy was on his phone. I didn't see, but I know that everybody has a habit of just sitting there doing nothing. So after I saw all that happen, everybody went running, and people went in there and helped like calm everything down. I'm like, you know what, this is just gonna happen again. So I told him, you know what, let's switch. I told my supervisors, switch me into smalls. I mean, into there with the bigs, and he can come in here. So I'll handle that. That's just gonna keep happening. I don't want to have dogs separated. They shouldn't have to be, or like isolated, because you could like put a dog outside by themselves, or there's little cutouts, little small areas, like really small areas where you could just put a dog in there so they're separated. But that shouldn't have to happen, because if you're on top of it and you're doing your job, you should be able to maintain control of the energy of the pack. So I did. I went in there, we switched real quick, and I saw what was going on in real time, right in front of me. So I just start yelling at him. And it's more of a quick hey. It's kind of what I yell, like an A, like the letter A, because it's the quickest vocalization I can make with the most force. And the sound alone grabs their attention, because that's really all you need to do is divert their attention from each other onto you. And that's what I did the whole time. I just kept their attention on me. As long as they want my attention and affection, they won't even bother interacting with each other. So it's all eyes on me. So everything turned out fine. There was a couple little flare-ups, but it's quick, and I'm on top of it already. And the sound of my voice is enough to stop it. And I have a really strong whistle. So the sound of that is so loud, it gets everybody's attention. I've thrown a whistle, and everybody inside the daycare gets quiet. It's ear piercing, to be honest, inside, the way it echoes. And dogs' sense of hearing is very sensitive, so that definitely, I've broken up a fight just with a quick whistle all by itself. Because it's just, it's an act of self-preservation. If they're fighting with each other and you hear something so alarming that it might be a threat to you, as a dog, you stop fighting. Because there's something else going on that you need to pay attention to. And that's how I handle the pack. It's funny, my dad taught me to whistle like that. Who would have known it'd be so useful? Especially in the context of being with him. There must have been, I want to say, a good 15 dogs in there with me. There was a lot. It was a pretty big bunch of dogs. I was hoping for a light day, just to make my life easier, but that's just not the way my life's going to go, so at this point, I'm just like, fuck it, bring it on. Bring on the chaos. I seem to do a little better in chaos anyways. When things are calm and settled and boring in life in general, I get myself in trouble. I guess that might be why I work so much. As long as I'm working and focused on doing something, I'll stay out of trouble. Well, it's not that I do anything bad, but I get like self-destructive kind of trouble. No one's more of a threat to me than myself. So that kind of actually works with that page I read when it comes to the dogs. If you're paying attention to what they're doing, you already know what's on their mind. And that's easy with dogs, because dogs can't lie. a little bit more tricky with the humans. The humans can purposefully do things that are opposite to their way of being just to be sneaky. Yeah, humans are really the only animal that could stab you in the back. They could lie to your face while smiling. And dogs don't do that. Like, a person can be angry and hateful in their mind, but treat you very kindly. With a dog, you know right away. They don't like you, you know. So that was my day yesterday. And it was just a moment, just that one flare up that happened. The rest of the day while I was in there, once I got them used to me, because they were still trying to act up when I first got in there. But once they realized, like, oh shit, this guy's really not going to let any of that happen, they settled down pretty good. And then I start working with them. Because I start telling them to sit and go down to like laying down. And like 3 of the dogs that were the most active in there, I got them to sit and then lay right next to each other, right in front of me. And they'd stay there for a pretty long time. I'm just sitting there staring at them. Like, serious? And they're just kind of looking at me like, okay, we're going to stay right here. It's kind of cute. And then once they do what I say, like, I give them a lot of affection. Like, tell them, good boy. And I start touching them up a little bit, giving them a little bit of love. And then I get stern again. I jump back and forth between affection and being more authoritative, I guess you could say. More serious. I wait till they're completely calm to give them a lot of love. Then I'll tell them, all right, let's go outside. And then I make them follow me outside. Or I'll start walking in a circle inside in the pen. And I had probably a group of like 6 or 7 of them, like following me, like in a big circle around the interior of the dog pen, whatever you want to call it. And that's how I handle the pack. Really, it's one of my favorite things to do. I enjoy Sundays. Aside from spending time with my woman, the only other joy that I really get in life is being with the dogs. Like the job I'm going to today, the only joy I get there is listening to podcasts while I'm working. But even those are starting to lose their luster. And then I've been on Claude a lot. trying to develop whatever the heck it is I'm spending time doing on there. And it's mostly telling the story of my life, but the hard part is there's a gap of time that's hard to keep track of in terms of the timeline, because my memory is a bit fuzzy around that time frame. To be honest, the whole gap of it's gone. It's just not even there, which is the weirdest thing. Even Claude has a very interesting, like, he has interesting comments about that having happened to me. So I guess I'll be doing more of that today as much as I can. But in terms of the story itself, I'm right up to the point where I met my woman. And we go off on our adventure together. There's a time period up to that point that it's hard to get the timeline straight. And ideally, I'd probably be better if she helped me kind of tell the story from here on out, just for better clarity, but I don't think she'd be into that. Because I feel like she deserves to have her side of the story told too. This is just, my recount of everything that's happened from my perspective and how I saw it. She might have a very different view of how things happen. Especially how I pushed my way into her life. It's kind of hard doing this because it's not until I started talking about it. This is almost like talking to a therapist, to be honest, talking to Claude about it. I didn't realize how much of my life was like a lot of what I remember as being happy. This is all prior to meeting my woman. A lot of what I remember as being like the happy times, I guess you could call it, was mostly me escaping from the reality of what my life was. Like, I have a lot of happy memories with my parents, but so much of it is counterbalanced with a lot of their bullshit. They're fighting, and my dad's drinking, and my mom's yelling, and it's just like it seems like a lot of it is escapism. Like, even video games was an escape for me. Going and playing with my friends was just to get out of the house, because a lot of the times my parents were not best friends like me and my woman are. And I know it sounds weird to say, like, I don't even think my woman likes it when I say we're best friends, but it's like she's like the most important person to me. And I don't think either of my parents can say that about each other.
And a lot of that culminated into disagreements and arguments. And that was a good chunk of my whole. That's probably why I left and got married and did all that bullshit so young. Probably just to get the fuck out of the house. I didn't want to be there with them. So yeah, talking all this out is like almost depressing. At least up to the point in the story I'm at now. Because once I'm at the point of the story when I meet my woman, things things on this for me, at least mentally, start to get a little bit better, even though it does kind of get a bit more depressing for a small stretch of time. But then dogs come into play and the rescue world comes into play. And for me, that's when everything starts to look up. And I attribute that whole experience to meeting my woman. And a lot of who I've become is because of her. Her gentle influence, I guess I'd say. Like there was nothing she's like forced me to become. But because of the adventure we went on, I was forced to step up in ways that I hadn't had to in the past. You know, I think it comes down to is I had it way too easy for way too long. Like I had no struggle. Everything just was real easy for about 32 years. Like everything was pretty much handed to me, and this is like the first time I think like I'd really have to like work for what I want. Because in the past, I mean, everything I wanted just pretty much came to me pretty easy, which is not a good thing. All things worth having are worth working towards. So that's what I'm doing now. So I guess I'm working on that. It's my little side project. Oh, I hope my exit's open. Guess you're gonna see. I didn't think about that. Otherwise, I should have got off right there. All trucks done with the scales. I don't see any cones or arrows, so that should be alright. That's funny. This truck said, "Fuck your scales. I'm not stopping in there." Just blew right by. It doesn't seem like they're gonna come after you. There's CHP stationed at this place. I see a bunch of trucks just blow right past, even when that sign says you have to stop. It's like, what are they gonna do? I mean, I'm pretty sure with all the surveillance and censoring of every sensors, I mean, not censoring like in terms of like speech, but like the amount of like digital snitchery that your car does. I'm pretty sure one day these trucks, the scales will just sense that you didn't stop and they'll just give you a ticket. Then you'll probably get an alert in your car. Everything's gonna be like that. Like speed limits, like anything over a certain amount, you're gonna see an alert on your dashboard that, oh, you just got a ticket. Good job. Cops don't even need to pull you over anymore. What's the point of that? It's inefficient. Your car is the cop. You have a cop in the car with you all the time, in the form of digital surveillance. So that'll put a stop to all my crazy driving real quick once that kicks in. And pretty soon the older cars are gonna be not street legal. That's gonna happen. So everyone's gonna be forced to have a car that has some sort of digital monitoring system. I knew that was gonna happen right when I started to see like the dashboards go from like actual physical gauges to like a digital display. I'm like, oh, everything's getting so digital. It's going to track everything you're doing. How fast you accelerate, how hard you brake, how quickly you take turns, your average speed, and then what speed zone that you do it in, and then all that information is going to be forwarded to your insurance, and that is going to dictate how much you have to pay. Congratulations, you're a shitty driver, you have to pay more insurance. Up until now, no one knew that. It's just they go by your driving history, but now your history is going to be in real time. It's going to be active history. Meaning, this is how you drove yesterday. Your insurance just went up $3. You didn't pause long enough at a four-way stop. Congratulations. Another $1 increase on your insurance. Oh, you drive too close to that car in front of you. Congratulations. That's a $1 increase on your insurance. That's all that shit's going with. Alright. I am here.